Well, getting a good home audio solution is easier than ever these days because the smart technology within our speakers or within speakers that we can get for our home is better than ever. We can have speakers in multiple rooms playing the same thing. We can share sound to different rooms. They're easier to set up than ever before as well. And I thought we'd speak to Scott Saxton today from Harman about the Citation Series of speakers that they have newly released in this part of the world. How are you, Scott?
Not too bad. How you doing, Charlie?
Good. Look, thanks for joining us on our radio show last Saturday too. Lots of positive feedback from listeners. Today we're talking on the CyberShack Live Facebook show about the same topic, but Citation Series. You've had it for sale in Europe. It's now for sale in Australia. There is a number of different multi-room audio solutions that we could purchase for our home. Look, top line, what is it that Citation brings to the home and for lovers of audio?
I think really with Harman Kardon Citation, it's that heritage that we've had with Harman Kardon for close to 65 plus years. So there's an ingrained technical excellence around audio reproduction within Harman Kardon. And now we're adding that technological element with Google Home and Chromecast and Google Assistant technology to really enhance that audio experience for consumers. So, Harman Kardon Citation, like you said, compared to our competitors, what's the main difference? And I think it's the melding of those two aspects, the technology and the audio excellence. But beyond that, when you look at the speakers, it's actually the design. They're extremely beautiful looking speakers. They're heavily influenced by Nordic design. So they're actually kind of simple and timeless, and they would basically sit in any kind of home and enhance that particular room that you put that speaker in. So it's a beautiful product as well. And I think those are the things you need to kind of bear in mind, that Harman Kardon Citation is not just developing a really high-end speaker, but one that actually suits your home environment as well.
You've got different designs and different models. You've got the Citation 1, and that's just under $300. But then you go all the way up. You threw a sound bar, which is $1,500, and you've got a Citation Tower for just under $4,000. So you've got different models that people can choose from. What model do you choose for what situation? Obviously, the sound bar you sit that underneath your TV. But do you at what point do you get a Tower versus a Citation 1, for example?
Well, I think it comes down to the consumer and what their living room environment might be. So sorry, I said living room, but really their living environment. So you want to take into account how many rooms they've got, how many rooms they actually want to have audio in as well, how big those rooms are. So we have products of varying sizes that will be able to suit different size rooms. So you're not necessarily going to buy a large speaker for a small room. That's kind of overkill. So, for example, the Harman Kardon Citation 1, as you mentioned, that's a perfect product for a relatively small to medium-sized room. And then if you're looking for a larger size room, you're probably going to look at the 300 or the 500. But as you pointed out, we do have a soundbar product, which is perfect for complementing your TV, and that acts as your virtual surround sound system. But if you so choose to, and you want to have a discrete 5.1 system, you can also do that too by adding rear surround speakers. I think that's actually being visually shown right now, and also a separate sub. And so then you'll be able to have that 5.1 surround experience as well.
The setup was really easy. Those shots were of my own living room, and I set it up within about 2 minutes. And then it was a real voice-driven activation for managing the different speakers, right? Some brands, they have this quite complicated app that they've produced. You've gone with this system where you're using the Google Home service. Obviously, the goal is to make it easy and to make your products talk to other speakers potentially that are part of that ecosystem.
Yeah, with Google, it's been, I can't speak on the business unit that developed Harman Kardon Citation, but as a person that's relatively new to the company, I'd say that it was the right choice from the perspective that it is easy to use. being part of that Google ecosystem. You have that added benefit of Chromecast being able to be easy to set up, as you mentioned, but also Google Assistant to be able to voice control those speakers as well. And then with Google Chromecast, I think a lot of people aren't really aware of the benefit of having a multi-room speaker setup capability, but also the fact that you have access to over 300 different streaming services, which is probably one of the largest compatible network of services in existence right now. So it's got a lot of benefits being part of Google.
That ability to have pretty much most audio apps out there work directly with speakers, and quite intuitively, obviously, is a bonus, right? Because if I'm using Spotify on my smart device, I found that I'm just throwing the audio to this Chromecast-enabled speaker, and then throwing it to another one, throwing it to another one. I'd already had a Chromecast-enabled speaker made by another part of your business, and I was just throwing the audio to Citation. Really, the learning curve was basically non-existent at all.
Yeah, that's so true. There's a lot of people out there right now that have probably got a Google Mini speaker, or one of our other products, the JBL Link speakers as well. And there's no fear factor in the fact that those are now redundant products. They're not. Because they have Chromecast built in and Google Assistant, you'll be able to use those in conjunction with your Harman Kardon citation system as well. So you're able to expand off of what you already have today as a smart speaker, as long as it's a Google one, and be able to expand into the Harman Kardon citation range as well. So yeah, it's very flexible.
The interesting thing was as well, I know that you guys in this range, you're going to bring out more speakers in the future, right? More designs, more,
correct.
Different kinds of sound bars, for example, those kinds of things, right? I mean, Harvey Norman, which is your retailer here in Australia that's got this exclusively, they've got products on their website now that say you can get this now, and coming very, very soon is this type of soundbar, for example. So you can actually build out slowly over time, which I would imagine appeals to most customers out there, because not only does it give them the ability to try a version and then maybe get a bigger speaker next time if they choose to, but they also have confidence in longevity of the brand as well, right?
That's spot on. I look at ourselves when we've moved into a new place. We didn't necessarily buy all the furniture at once, right? We bought furniture to kind of suit the living room environment, and we made sure we're comfortable with it. And then from there, because we've got a certain design aesthetic going on in the living room, we want to kind of replicate that into the other rooms as well. And it's the same sort of kind of thought process that probably goes to most consumers buying into Harman Kardon Citation. They'll buy one speaker to trial it out, see how it goes in one of the rooms, and then if they're really comfortable with it, they'll end up buying another one for another room. And like you said, the benefit is the design aesthetic is consistent across the range. So even if we expand and we add new speakers on, or new subs or new sound bars, they will all have that similar design aesthetic. So it's going to be Nordic inspired. It's going to be timeless in terms of design. So it's not going to stick out like a sore thumb, and it'll really suit your home environment. So you are correct. I think starting off small and then working way up is possible. But there are also customers that have bought big, and we know that they've decked out their whole house instantly with Harman Kardon Citation, which is great. But I think for the average person out there, you want to kind of start slow and build from a small base.
We haven't even talked about the sound quality yet, and it's difficult to do that on a platform like this. You need to go into the retailer and have a listen. So take your smartphone, whatever smart device it is that you listen to your favorite music streaming service, music service, whatever it is. Take it in and just have a listen to the sound, because it's not just easy to set up and look good and all that kind of. The nuts and bolts of it is it actually sounds really good as well. It's got quite a deep bass, even from the Citation 1, which I was quite surprised about. If you add the subwoofer, it's a bit of a workout picking it up, but it does sound really good as well. But I didn't think that the soundbar needed it, to be honest. It sounded quite crisp and clear with that, without the sub. But you might want one. It's up to you. The Citation Series, the first items in the range are available from Harvey Norman now. There will be new models, sound bars, different speakers added to that range over time. Go in there, have a listen to it, and check out the latest in multi-room audio from the guys at Harman with the Citation Series. Scott Saxton, thanks for your time today. Good to have a chat.
Thank you very much, Charlie.